in sales in 1 calendar year alone, Tyler fucking Cerny! What's up, everybody? How are you feeling? I have the honor and the pleasure to talk on one of the toughest speaking slots, which is after lunch. Everyone's groggy. Everyone eats all this food, but I'm like, I want this slot. But I'm super excited for all of you guys. Hopefully we can get this clicker. So I'm like fast paced, dude. I just like drank all this Red Bull. I'm like, we need to get this quick. I can't just be given this finger thing and then it's just not working, right? So that's why we got a beautiful icon here. But show of hands. Who knows their life's purpose? How many? It's like maybe 30% of the room. Because I was reading a lot of the forums, and a lot of people don't feel motivated. They don't feel clear on what their purpose is. They don't feel clear on what their mission is. And this may be one of the most important presentations here on the stage. Because later tonight, there's going to be amazing talks with Jack and Gaven talking about how to make money, how to buy a spaceship in the metaverse. Gaven was telling me. I'm like, what? Jack, how to get access to more money so we can reinvest it. But like I said, like Austin said, if we don't have a purpose behind what we do, like, what does it matter, right? So that's what I'm here to deliver for you guys. And so you guys are able to do this in 5 questions. So literally every single one of you is going to get clear on what your purpose is. So everyone, when I ask the question, what's your life's purpose, you can walk out of here with that. And also, who knows their life purpose? Who wants to share their life's purpose?
Yeah.
My life purpose is, on the business side, is to bring awareness for mass adoption in cryptocurrency.
Take my money. But yeah. Anyone else?
Yeah.
Icon.
My purpose is I want to tell cool stories by doing cool shit with cool people in cool places.
So yeah, this is a skill set that you can deliver when you're networking, when you're on social media, when you talk about your business, when you talk about your personal life. This can be applicable for everything.
Ah, God.
Expected. Okay, so I'll open it up with this quote. This is one of my favorite quotes. Mark Twain. The 2 most important days of your life are the day you were born and the day you find out why. Mark Twain. Here we go. What's your password? Delete all the stuff that I shouldn't be seeing. Another great one. Walt Disney. We don't make movies to make money. We make money to make more movies. So I want you guys to think about what are you guys delivering? Why are you guys making money? Because, I talk to a lot of people, it's like, what do you do? Oh, I do Facebook or Walmart automation. Well, that's what you do, but is that your purpose? Because if you lead with your purpose, you're going to connect with me more, and then I'm going to be more inclined to buy with you. So, go to the next one. So, Simon Sinek, I'm sure you guys have all seen this talk. If you haven't, definitely check it out. Start with your why. This is the core belief of the business, and it's why the business exists. Let's go to the next one. So, he talks about Apple, right? So, we make great computers. They're user-friendly, beautifully designed, and easy to use. Want to buy one? He likes it like this. Verse, no, go back. Easy, man, simple. So, with everything we do, we aim to challenge the status quo. We aim to think differently. Our products are user-friendly, beautifully designed, and easy to use. We just happen to make great computers. Want to buy one? Right? You see the difference when you present that in a way where you start with your purpose? So then, this is, Austin talked about it, you feel exhausted. So, if your purpose is inward and you achieve a goal, you will feel unfulfilled and exhausted throughout the process. If your purpose is outward and bigger than you, you will feel fulfilled to achieve the goal. So the goal isn't the destination, Because if I don't have purpose, I'm going to be exhausted to get to my goal. But if I have purpose, the goal is just a motivator for me to keep going, but the achievement of getting the goal, that's what fuels me, right? So guys, look at this guy. Look at this cute little butterball. Look at this guy. Guys, this was me back in the day, okay? We were like, man, what the heck? Is that what? Have any of you guys seen Christmas Story, the Scott Farkus, you know? Scott Farkus, any of you guys know that? It's like, dude, I was born into a family, I was unhappy, I was broke, overweight, and had no purpose. But my only purpose was food, literally. That was my favorite holiday. That was Easter. No, that wasn't Thanksgiving. You didn't see that. Again, this was my purpose, guys. I had no purpose. I was just floating through life. So after reading a lot of the forums, this is what happens when you have no purpose. But once I found a purpose, I started with where I was at. And for me, and the message I really want to share with you guys is, like, a lot of us will try to live someone else's purpose. Every single person in this room is destined for greatness and has a purpose. For me, I came from a family that did not go to college. I know some people, college is a normal. So for me, I was the first person to graduate college from a university, play collegiate football, and play basketball abroad, and be absolutely rich. My wife approved this photo, so it's okay. Also with this was me back in Cleveland. In Cleveland, all you do is party, drink, and have fun because there's nothing else to do in Cleveland. Who else is from the Midwest and can relate to that? Okay, there's a couple guys. So this, again, was me and my friends, my network. My high school friends. I had no network. I had no purpose. I was broke, and I wanted to get in the circles. But as you see, I always had a smile on my face. I always looked happy. But this allowed me to travel the world when I found purpose. I lived abroad for 2 years. This is me in Thailand, Bali. This is me with the flow, watching an elephant in, I think that was Thailand, and that was Indonesia. I was able to get clear on my purpose, and this allowed me to do these amazing things. This also allowed me to work with some of my favorite mentors. So there's a really funny story with this. If you guys, there's a book called The Ultimate Sales Machine. If you haven't read it, definitely recommend it. It's by Chet Holmes and Amanda Holmes. Took it over. But one of the things in there, it teaches you how to interview a salesperson, right? And one of the questions is, what you tell the person, you know what? I'm just not hearing sales superstar in your voice. And if you're a bad salesperson, you'll be like, okay, have a good day. And that's what 80 to 90% of people would do. But the great salespeople, they handle the objection, they overcome it, and they make the sale, they make it happen. So for that, I was just like, the guy was just like, I was in Bali at the time. He interviewed me for this position, which was like $200 a ticket. I would make like 30 or 40%, really would make $40 or $50. But I was very clear on my goal. I wrote it down every single day. How many of you guys have written something down and it's come to fruition? Oh, there's a good amount of people. I think that's something you guys need to consistently do if you haven't done that. But for me, I was like, I want to travel the world and I want to work with Tony Robbins. That's what I wrote. And I wrote it down every single day. I was like, that's the goal. So then, this opportunity came up. He gave me that question. He's like, no, Tyler, I'm just not hearing sales superstar in your voice. And I'm just like, to be honest, man, if that's what you believe, then this isn't going to be a good fit because I'm going to be successful either way. And then he's just like, no, Tyler, I had to say it. It was a test. And then, I obviously got the job. And it was actually in Las Vegas, was the first event that I was selling. Ryan Humphrey's calling, by the way. Can I decline it or answer it?
Answer it.
Ryan gave a rain check. If he calls back twice, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. That's another sales tactic, guys. If you call him twice, they'll probably pick up. But I think I did that with some of you guys too. I was like, man, he's not picking up. Let me call him one more time. But one of the things with the event, there's about 10 of us. We're selling this event. Tony Robbins and Gary Vee were supposed to speak at this event. They rescheduled the event. Tony Robbins couldn't make it, so people bought into a ticket. They, took time off. They lost their money, and they were pissed because they're not going to the Tony Robbins event. So I'm literally calling these people with this company, and everyone's pissed off. So there's about 10 salespeople. We're calling these people to sell them to the future event, the new location, the new date, and people are like, dude, I don't even want to talk to you. I don't want to do anything with your business. And all these sales guys that come up to me like, Tyler, I hate this. Like, what's the point? We're going to make like 40 or 50 bucks. And I said, guys, this is an opportunity to work with Tony Robbins, guys. And I was just so clear on my purpose and the reason why I was doing what I was doing that I kept going. And then Gladys was the woman. I'll always have a special place in my heart for Gladys because my mentor at the time, Microsoft, I know you worked with Microsoft Austin, he actually was one of the sales guys, worked with Bill Gates to help him promote the computers. He said, whoever makes the first sale will go to the next event. And so I talked to sweet old Gladys and I got her a ticket to the next coming event and they sent me over and I was able to travel the world for free and work with all my mentors. So this was in the American Airlines Arena in Chicago. That was like the largest personal development company event that they held in that company. And I was like the sales lead at that event. So they would train us. This was Gary Vee at that event as well. So having crystal clear purpose can get you to where you want to go. And like Austin said, that quote, it's like fear, everything you want is on the other side of fear. So worked with Russell Brunson. This was in Atlanta, or actually Houston, where the Rockets play. And then now we've been able to sell over $5 million generally for companies and salespeople alone. And we're able to give back. This was me in Tampa here, giving back to the kids, the back to school drive, and then feed the homeless as well. So this is what it's all about, guys. That becoming an epic investor is not only about making more money, but it's also about leaving more impact. Okay, and this right here, this was the beginning of my speaking career. This was me at Toastmasters. Who here has done Toastmasters? Yeah. It's like, man, what's Toastmasters? Toastmasters is a free club that speakers can go and literally just talk. It's like $30 a year. I remember this was my first Table Topics Award. It's like improv. They literally give you a topic. They'll talk about suits. Go up and talk about it for 15 seconds, and then you have to just create this thing on the spot. This right here on the left, this was actually a speaking class. It's actually me and my boxers on stage performing, speaking on stage, because most people are, the biggest fear in life, statistically, is speaking on stage. Number 2 fear is death. So most people would rather be in the casket than be in the eulogy, right? So with this, some people even went on stage naked. There was this thing called Outrageous Night. I worked with the company, so I was like, I don't think that's probably sexual harassment, I don't even know. But I just did my boxers, and then this right here, I don't know if you can see this, but there's this another event I invested in, and we did street preaching. This was Santa Monica Pier. We literally had to talk about our story, our purpose, to there's a group of 5 of us on Santa Monica Pier, and this homeless lady behind me, she's looking at me like, what the heck is this guy doing, right? Because that's what's going to happen when you live your purpose, because it's going to be so different and unique that people around you aren't going to understand. But then again, we are here at EGC, right? This is something that me and Austin have created because we have been impacted by a lot of events. We want to give the same amount of impact to other people. So that was the last event. That's me speaking at HubSpot, and then I get invited to speak at Masterminds. Also met a lot of really cool people. Have some fun, build businesses with some of my best friends, meet with some really cool people at Funnel Hacking Live, and get invited to the Wish House. Dan Bilzerian's old house. That place is pretty freaking crazy. And then ultimately, I got married to my beautiful wife right here. Guys, the first EGC, the Epic Growth Conference, we're like, man, should we do this event? There's a lot of, me and Austin, we're doing other things. We're like, man, should we actually do this, man? It's going to be a lot of work, because putting all these things together, there's just so much work and it's so time consuming that it's like, should we even do it? And there was even a part of it where it's like, man, I don't even think we should do it. It's just so time consuming. But I was like, you know what? It's really not about us. It's about the people in the audience. So let's over deliver for these people and let's push through this. And if I wouldn't have done that, I wouldn't have got married. And we wouldn't have EGC today. So that quote really hits home for me.
Thank you, Austin. Shout out to Austin.
Yes. So the main takeaways from this journey: you are enough, you're valuable, you're placed on this region, everyone has a purpose. Life is always always happening for you, not to you. Don't fight what the world, universe, Lord has in store for you. You guys are all destined for greatness. Your failures do not define you as a person. In fact, use these moments as leverage. So this is one of my topics I really like talking about, why me versus why not moments. When something bad happens to you, you lose your job, you have a if you just invested $35K in a Walmart store and it went to crap, don't use it as a why me moment, use it as a why not moment, right? Oh, okay, yes, we got some engagement here. But yeah, why not use this as the first chapter of my life, right? Because a lot of us are like, I'm here, I'm overweight, or I'm not good enough, I'm only making $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 a month. Why is this happening to me? Why am I born into this family? Versus, why not use this as a catapult into the next chapter of my life? And so, when you come from a place of service, and you ask, how can I give, how can I serve, you make it not about you, but about the people around you. And so, it changes the conversation from, will this work, be profitable, be successful, to aligning your purpose, showing up as your authentic self. Oprah actually talks about that. I know this is predominantly a male event, but all your females out there, definitely. Oprah, she talks about that. It's that everyone's in a true authentic self, but most people don't live their true authentic self. And Nick, that's why I got Nicholas barely on stage, because when I met him, he's just so raw, uncut, and just unshameful of who he is, and he's just his true authentic self. And it's very rare to find people like that, so that's why I wanted to get him on stage. And every goal I achieved, I wrote down, I visualized, and said out loud before I've achieved it, every single time. So if you haven't done that, or if you've gotten away from it, you have to do that, because that's going to allow you to understand your purpose of why you do what you do. And no purpose is too small. And the last thing, always have a smile, have fun, and have the best attitude, the best work ethic in the room. Like, for me, I was like a chubby kid, guys. I wasn't fast, I wasn't athletic at all, but I was like, I'm going to have the best work ethic, I'm going to have the best attitude in the room, and I'm going to outwork everyone else. So this is my mentor, one of my first mentors, Jack Canfield. Again, with the flow here. Jack Canfield was rejected 144 times before he found a publisher for his book, Chicken Soup for the Soul. He wanted to sell 1.5 million books, and in the first 18 months, and the publisher laughed and said he'd be lucky to sell 20,000. The first book sold more than 8 million copies in America and 10 million copies around the world. Canfield's book is now a $1 billion brand. Who knows Jack Canfield? Yeah. He's awesome. He's an awesome guy. He actually, I flew out I took a look, my very first event was Thrive in Las Vegas. If you guys, who knows Thrive in here? Awesome, yeah. Thrive is an amazing event. I went there, I actually took a loan from my brother to go to that event. That was my first event I ever went to. And I got exposed to all these things, and Jack Canfield was actually the keynote. It's funny because I was actually one of those groupie guys. I was like, actually, I didn't really know this guy, but I was like, dude, he looks cool. I'll get a photo with him. This guy right here, home of the best chicken sandwich, right? KFC? Chick-fil-A? Yeah. Okay. So it's an inside joke. I don't know, some people get that. Colonel Sanders was a 6th grade dropout. This guy's such a legend. I love this guy. When he was 65, a new interstate highway diverted traffic away from his restaurant, leaving Sanders with his only secret fried chicken recipe and a social security check. So, no matter what age you guys are, it doesn't matter. It's not too late to start. So he began selling his recipe and franchise idea. According to the news, he was rejected over 1,000 times. And now he's built over 15,000 restaurants. So guys, this is the power of having a purpose. Michael Jordan, I know this quote has actually been circulated a lot recently. But it's one of my favorites. Missed more than 9,000 shots, lost almost 300 games, 26 occasions I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot. I failed over and over again, and this is why I succeed, right? So all the women are like, man, where are the women in here? So don't worry, guys, I got you. There's some kick-ass women too. So Mrs. Rosa Parks, this amazing woman, refused to surrender her seat in Montgomery, Alabama, launched nationwide efforts to end racial segregation of public facilities. So again, when everyone is doubting you, they don't really understand your vision, there's going to be confrontation, there's going to be criticism, but that's exactly what needs to happen if you guys want to become your authentic self. Another woman here, you guys know this woman? Mary Kay? Sold books door to door. I'm like, man, that's like so dated, like I can't even imagine that. It's like, that sounds awful. Hey, would you like to buy my book? When her husband returned from duty, they divorced. Ash was left with 3 children at a time when divorce wasn't acceptable. Ash was frustrated, passed over a promotion, and she and her second husband planned a business, Mary Kay Cosmetics. 1 month prior to the launch, her husband died. So again, things will come up obstacle after obstacle. With a $5,000 investment from her oldest son, Ash launched her business. It's now worth over $3.5 billion, right? Anyone know this woman? Harry Potter. Harry Potter. When Rowling wrote the first Harry Potter book, she was divorced, bankrupt, and on welfare. Okay, she must be, I don't know. After a dozen publishers rejected her manuscript, one finally agreed to publish it, but the publisher told Rowling that she needed to get a job because there's no money in children's books. She's now a billionaire. Who likes the Harry Potter books? We got a lot of fans here. That's awesome. There's gonna be like a they're gonna make like a metaverse, right, good man? For the Harry Potter world? You got any gaming for that? You got any NFTs in there?
I'm sure.
Okay. So guys, I want to drive this point home. This is the last guy I wanted to mention. This was a man that I met in Halong Bay in Vietnam. I said, well, dude, what's your name? He said, Tom Cruise. Apparently, they love Americans. This is a Vietnamese guy, and they like to share. They like to take Americans' names. So he's like, Tom Cruise. And I said, I always like to ask people, what's your purpose? What are your goals? He's like, I want to go to America. For him, his purpose was to get to America, and I was like, man, like all of us live in America, right? Like just to be in the city of Las Vegas. Who loves Las Vegas here? This city is absolutely crazy. It is just so unique. I love it. But this goal, it doesn't matter what your purpose is because it doesn't matter what anyone else is around you as long as what context are you in, right? So here are the 7 P's of success, which will lead to the 5 questions. You're like, man, there's so many stories, but I want to drive this point home. So if you guys want to take a picture and write this down, this will allow you to get crystal clear on your purpose, and then from there you can ask the right questions so you can find it as well. So peace, people, problem, profit, process, passion, purpose. Okay? Now get to the 5 questions here. Peace. This is what you need to have before. This is the first step when you find your purpose. Can you play this?
No.
AVT?
That is not being played. That's favorite.
Okay. Dang. Anyways, this is Elon Musk in an interview. He basically said, I saw this on Instagram. He said that he's like, I've seen a lot of really successful people who are unhappy, and people that seem to be happy on Instagram, people that seem to be happy on social media, but when you actually meet them, they're actually really sad and they're not happy at all. It's cool. Elon Musk said it a lot better, but we'll do it. It is what it is. So peace is found in progress. Peace is found in being your true authentic self. Peace is not comparing yourself or being jealous of someone else. Peace is found in the context of your situation. So the first step is to find peace in your current situation. Because how many times, who can relate to this, where you go on social media, you see someone else living a lifestyle or doing something, and you kind of get a state of anxiety, or man, you're like, man, I wish I would have had that. Who can relate to that? Right? And that's because you're comparing yourself, and you're always going to feel that feeling if you continue to do that. So this, Vietnam again, this is like people where they literally lived that. And what's cool with the people from Vietnam, they are some of the happiest people you ever meet. It's like incredible. And anyone in here been to Southeast Asia at all? We got a couple. Yeah. Southeast Asia is really cool. I love it. So Dr. King, not everyone can be famous, but everybody can be great because greatness is determined by the service. I think everyone in here wants to be famous though, so I don't know. I met a lot of rock stars here this weekend. So, peace is found in having faith, believing that you will achieve your goals and that you can have or can access everything you need to be successful. Faith that you are exactly where you need to be. That right there is where a lot of anxiety lays in the future of what will happen if you don't have faith that the end result is going to happen in your way, right? So, peace is found knowing that it is never too late. Peace is found knowing that you can become and earn more. Peace is found knowing you are not the byproduct of others' opinions and your limiting beliefs. I don't know about about you, but I literally had a family member who told me this. They're like, Tyler, money is the root of all evil. We had like a whole conversation about it. I was like, man, that's so, like, I can't even describe how messed up, like, to have that actual belief within my family, for people to actually truly believe that. And you have to work really hard for money. That was another thing. I went to Vietnam. I see some of the people that worked the hardest in their life, these people in the rice fields, that working hard doesn't always mean more money. I'm not smart enough. I don't have enough time. So I want to turn this over to you guys, interact, and you guys write this down. What are some limiting beliefs that you guys are experiencing? Because then you guys are going to share with the person next to you. What are some that you're experiencing right now? Because we're all trying to get to the next level. What's their goal? What are you guys trying to do? And then it's like, why haven't you guys achieved it already? What comes up? Is it money? Not enough time? I don't have the right resources. I don't have the right network. I don't have the right strategy. So do we have like writing music? Is that a thing? Like like a Jeopardy music? Do we have that? So you guys.
1 second.
Okay, 1 second, guys. But yeah, I want you guys to write that down, or maybe write the ones that you faced in the past. This is awesome.